Yep. Yep. Yes, sir. Just outside of downtown Portland, in the shadows of majestic Mount Hood, along the banks of the Columbia River, sits the 1.9-mile road course known as Portland International Raceway. And today, the site of the next round of the Trans Am Series Western Championship, presented by Pirelli. Hi, everybody. I'm Ralph Shaheen, alongside the president of the Trans Am Series, Andy Lally. And Andy, we got a great day for racing, and we've got two very fast cars at the front of the field as we set two track records yesterday, or earlier today, I should say. Ken Sutherland, the fastest Trans Am car in history here at PIR with a 1:11.467, and Brody Goebel grabbing his third career pole in the TA2 series.
Two hugely impressive laps by these guys, really throwing down some low numbers here. The fastest that we've seen, obviously, by far. Track was in good condition this morning, but so are these teams and drivers. They were raring to go, and as soon as they came out of the gate, we knew this was going to be a fast session.
Yeah, well, the ladies weren't to be denied either. Jade Avedisian, in her first ever Trans Am appearance, and Mia Lovell, who's third in the points out here on the West, became the first two women ever in history of Trans Am to qualify in the top three of a TA race.
Big impressive laps from them. Mia's been with us now for a while, so we've been expecting a lot of speed out of her. Jade's first race, super impressive right out of the box there. We saw Mia's best qualifying lap actually get balked a little bit there. So she actually could have even made a little bit more of an attempt at Brody there, potentially. But something else to mention on top of that, not just our ladies in second and third, but our gents that are 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, all of them within 0.2 of a second right there. So 2nd to 9th, really, really close, which at this track is going to produce some amazing racing.
Yeah, we got a big field of cars. They're all lining up. The sun is out bright here at Portland, and we are getting ready to fire engines and get racing here at Portland International Raceway. So we're going to take a quick break, step away, and take care of some business, and we will be right back to Portland International Raceway to get this one underway. Stay with us.
And get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Welcome back to Portland International Raceway, a very unique facility, Andy. It's owned by the city.
This is there's some cool stories that you told me about the floodplain back in the day and how this whole racetrack came about. It's something that a rarity for me. I've only raced here one time. It was 3 years ago. It's when the NASCAR Xfinity Series came to town, and we did our inaugural race here. I had a blast. It was wet 90% of the time that we were here, so this is beautiful, amazing, total counter weather to what we had in the short time that I've been here. But we've got an amazing racetrack, a tricky place. This turn 1, 2, 3 complex in our Shelton chicane here is definitely one of the trickier places to navigate. And then the rest of this place, again, tricky to put power down, but quick.
Yeah, very, very fast. We'll get into the stories about the floods here and all that a little later as we work through the show. But for now, let's introduce you to the third member of our broadcast team. Here's our buddy Ben Sissel. Ben, great to have you back with us.
PIR SpeedTour fan walk for the Trans Am Western Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time we've ever live streamed a Western Championship only race. So it's super exciting. Portland always gives us some great racing. We're going to start over here, XGT. Simon Aslan, and it's funny because, you know, Simon, I know you were with us with IGT a few months ago out west. I can't remember if it was Sonoma or Laguna, but is this your first time with us in XGT?
Yeah, first time in XGT. We decided to unleash all the horses here and get rid of all the ballast and run fully unrestricted. So we're really excited. Car is feeling super great, so I'm excited about the race today. Yeah.
Nice. Now I love it. Now I hear that you're from the Montreal, the Quebec area, and this is kind of an homage to Villeneuve. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. I had an old helmet. It was literally like a full-on replica of Gilles Villeneuve's helmet there. So. You know, and the red gloves, Greg Moore, and all the bit of Canadian heritage in there too. So, yeah.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Well, have fun out there. Our only XGT car, our only Porsche. But, man, I tell you what, this Porsche at a track like Portland through this twisty area here, turn 1, 2, and 3, he may be moving up through the field. And this is a split start. So the Cube 3 architecture TA2 cars are starting at the front because the TA Cup cars, the TA cars, it's going to take them a while to warm up their tires. But let's come back here because another first time in the Trans Am Series, Cole Boudreau, beautiful car. I love this car, and I knew this car from Billy Griffin last year. Now you're running it in your first time. Are you excited?
Oh, it's so fun. It's got so much power. This car's got balls compared to anything else, any other toy. This thing is a blast. And I got a couple old guys that I got to go against, and they got a little bit more experience, a little bit more skill than I do, but holy cow, most fun I ever had.
Nice. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming out. Beautiful car, beautiful Forge Line wheels. So, Cole Boudreau. Now, this is normal. Chris Evans is just always talking to the ladies here. That's what's going on. But Chris Evans, who, really helped with this TA Cup class, here, your home track, how's it feeling?
It's pretty good. It's I've been here a lot of laps, although my starting position doesn't necessarily reflect it, but we've got a pretty good base of competitors here, and we're going to go out and have some fun. That's what we're doing.
Nice. I love it. Now, just to kind of throw some heat, some shade here, Cole Boudreau, the guy right there, just said, I got to move some of these old guys out of the way. How you feeling about that?
Well, he's going to get his turn. We'll see. Give him about 50 years and we'll talk.
Yeah.
I probably won't be around, but you will, Ben, probably.
I don't know. Well, good luck out there. Have fun. Cole, you don't want to mess with people wearing these gunslinger hats, Then we come over here talking about cowboys. We got to talk about John Moore, Hall of Famer John Moore out here. His son is out here, too, and these two have been breaking records in TA Cup, TA2 all season long. You had a great time out here last year, so tell us how you feeling.
I just good. I love being up here in the great Pacific Northwest. I mean, come on, we're racing with green grass and wildflowers and, just wonderful people and all these badass hot rods. It's a good day.
How many coffees have you had today?
Oh, maybe 10.
That's pretty good. Well, we're in coffee country. It makes sense. So John Moore out here running the number 27, the TA Cup with JM Environmental. Shannon Sharp is going to be doing the start command tomorrow because this is a double header. She's going to be representing JM Environmental. So, John, thank you so much. Then we come over here. I live in a little town called Franklin, Tennessee. He lives in Brentwood, Tennessee, about a mile and a half away from me, but we only get to hang out at the tracks. Yeah. But he's representing Franklin Road Apparel, a great shop in downtown Franklin, running TA Cup. He's running just about everything in Trans Am. How you feeling about Portland?
I love Portland. You know, it's a great track. It's a fast track. And I first raced here in 1979, so it brings back a lot of memories.
Not a lot of changes to the track since 79.
They added the chicane, which adds a whole nother complexity, especially at the start, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, good luck out there representing Franklin Road Apparel, a great clothing store. They do have a website, franklinroad.com. And then I'm coming over here. I'm looking for, oh, here he is, Ken Sutherland from Sherwood, Oregon. Come over here, Ken, because I've filmed you racing in just about everything, but these new TA Cup cars, tell us a little bit about this for the people that don't know, because last year you were running here up front in a TA2 car. You've switched over, and these things are just a different kind of beast.
Oh, they are. They are a beast, like you say. Yeah, they're like a TA2 on steroids. They got bigger tires, better tires, bigger brakes, more horsepower. It's a restricted NASCAR motor is what it is, so I don't know, it makes somewhere around 750 or 800 horsepower, something like that. But, yeah, they're fantastic cars.
Nice. I love it. Chris Evans, Inc., running for Guthrie's Garage, so that's really cool. Yep. And this whole thing, this whole TA Cup thing, is just a huge family. But he is actually our Pole Award winner. But Andy Lally, Tim Richter, in their wisdom, they know that it takes a long time for these cars to warm up, for the tire pressures to come around. So even though he got pole, they're starting them from a split start from the back with the Cube 3 TA2 Architecture Series. And then Kahlberg, man, you know, I miss seeing that beautiful Challenger out here, but your driver is going to be running this one this weekend. When will we see that Challenger again?
We'll have it ready for Thunder Hill. We'll have the Challenger back, and we're in the process of building a second one. So next year we'll have a couple of them. We got a couple more cars in the works, and I think this TA Cup class is really growing.
Nice. I love it. I love it. Well, there we go. So we're going to come back here, talk to one of my, actually, I'm just going to say this. I probably shouldn't say this, but who cares? My favorite car in the field right here. Our Rookie of the Year from just a few years ago, Buckshot. But kind of this homage, I'd say, to like the Wood Brothers NASCAR traditional. How's it feel to be back here at Portland?
It's absolutely wonderful. I love this track.
And then the Buckshot, and you can see he's a double-barrel shotgun here with the 0-0. Jared Odrick, one of our drivers that I wouldn't mess with, runs the 0-0, but you have seniority on him. But tell us about this livery.
The livery? Well, you know, I can't say really much about it at this point.
But who is it? The homage? To me, it looks Wood Brothers. What was the paint scheme you were going for?
Well, we had another stock car earlier on, and it had that look on it, so we were trying to create the same look, but the Ford body was a little bit different, so we had to kind of come up with an idea of how we could make the same look using the body lines, and that's how it ended up working out for us. So it was a garage effort. We had the guy that was doing the wrap there and just kind of played with it a little bit and saw what looked the best, and that's how it worked out really well for us.
Nice. I love it. Well, good luck out there. The prettiest car out there, I think. We're going to talk to Aker here with the teamtrisil.com, all the way from Norway. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I'm so happy to be here. That's have been my, what should I say? I want to be a race car driver in the U.S. for many, many years. So, no, actually I am.
So now you are officially living the dream. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Unfortunately, we have a problem at qualifying earlier today. We broke up a house, power steering house, so we got oil on both front wheel, and that's happened on the second turn. So the time it's not so good, but it's a long race now, so I hope it will be great then.
Yeah, 100-mile race. Thank you so much for coming out. 100-mile race, which at Portland means they're going to run 51 laps. So 51 long laps through a very difficult course. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is our fan walk. We've got a lot of fans here at the PIR Speed Tour, getting to be down here on Hot Pit Lane, which is also where their drag race cars take off. So it's sticky right here where I'm walking. So watch out, Patrick Paul. It does get sticky here. Patrick Paul in the number 34, longtime TA2 competitor. I can't remember you being at Portland. Is this your first time at Portland with us?
First time at Portland, yes.
And how is it?
It's really quite nice. I mean, obviously the weather is fantastic because we're from Georgia, and it's 100 degrees and 90% humidity there now. So it's kind of a nice relief.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, look out for Patrick Paul out there in the number 34 in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. JC Monet sees that I'm coming to him, and he's trying to walk away from me. What's the deal with that? Trying to walk away. He was just with us just a few weeks ago at Road America, but now he's back in what I call his car, this red car. That's kind of how I know you. How is it to be back here at Portland?
I love it. First race here was 1988 on a motorcycle road race bike, no chicane, so we were hitting some top speeds down there. But no, I love it here. The track's for just a couple straightaways and turns. Sounds simple, but it's got a lot of secrets in here that I'm learning some of them, trying to learn the rest of them.
Yeah, on paper, Portland International Raceway looks so simple. There's very little elevation, and then in practice, it's a totally different beast, isn't it?
Exactly. It's in a way easy, but that's what makes it hard. It's easy for me. It's easy for everybody. So that's what makes it hard. Finding the little advantages that hopefully you find and the other guys don't, or you find them better.
Nice. I love it. We'll look for the number 28 car, the B-Bar Ranch car. And then where's Killer Shrimp? You still running Killer Shrimp on you?
Yeah, he's, I get to go eat all the food I can eat, which doesn't help me down at his restaurant.
Downforce.
Yeah, exactly. Down in Marina Del Rey. But no, I wish Kevin was back here, but we'll get him here next time, hopefully.
Yeah. We miss him. Kevin, come on out here. Now, his first win in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series was last year here, I believe in race 2, running in a different car than you saw last year, but it's a different livery, I guess. You're back in your orange, but it's the same car, is that correct?
Same car as last year, yes.
So this is one of the M1 cars running this beautiful orange with Tim Carroll. So, we talk about this, but tell us what CRD is.
CRD is the manufacturing company. We own it. Specializes in laser tube cutting, CNC tube bending, and for manufacturing, and soon to be for aerospace.
Wow, soon to be for aerospace. Nice. So you won here last year, but you're kind of starting mid-pack. What's your strategy for such a technical track like this?
I think for us, we got a slow start to the weekend, but we're looking to just see how it comes to us. There's going to be a lot of carnage in the first 10 or 15 laps and just start racing towards the end.
Nice. I love it. Well, good luck out there. Tim Carroll, I've been petting his dog all weekend. We're going to come over here to Barry Bowes. Barry Bowes running really well with us, not only in the Western, but also in the National Championship. But I love my awkward questions. It's a little further back than I was expecting for you, Barry.
Yeah, well, last year I started last on Saturday and I finished first. That having been said, we've got some really fantastic drivers here this weekend. Right, Nitro Motorsports generally doesn't show up at all. They show up with one car. They showed up with a field full of, I think NASCAR preparees, getting ready on the Portland track, who these kids probably, my guess is they spent a month on the sim before they got here and probably got on their Chevrolet or Toyota or Toyota, I guess, with these guys' sims, right? And they are running hard. So I don't think I'm going to start last and finish first this weekend. I hope to move up some, but we've just got some really great competition out here today.
Yeah, the competition in the Western Championship is heating up for sure. Speaking of fourth in points, Tim Lynn, the Lintimidator. Where is he, Richard? Come on, Tim. Sure. He's supposed to be here. I wanted to talk. He got mad at me for not talking to him last time. Well, here, Tim, look, I'm trying to talk to you, and you're not here. That's what happens when you're tardy, right, to fan walk. Then we're going to come up here, too. Michael LaPaglia. It's hard to find. Oh, he's praying with Bill. But Michael LaPaglia, last year's champion in a brand-new car, always looks so good. But Lucas, you got to get a shot of this team. Look at this. I always say this. The best-looking team, maybe in motorsports. I like this. The camaraderie through the LaPaglias, that's a lot of fun. But then we're talking about camaraderie here. I was just talking about Tim Lynn, so he was over here praying. So I take back everything that I was saying. I was really talking a lot of smack to you. The Lintimidator running this kind of Ken Block tribute. Don't go too far, guys, but tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, once again, I found a design online, and the designer was in Germany, and I let me purchase it from him. I wanted something patriotic, and then to pay tribute to Ken Block and a Mustang and the unicorn and design and all that stuff. I think it just came together and exactly what I was looking for, so it worked out well, and I'm proud to represent Ken Block's memory and and race hard.
Nice. I love it. Well, there's Tim Lynn. Sorry about that. I kind of talked some smack. You can.
What kind of smack?
Oh, just a little bit. No, because you'll probably beat me up if I tell you, and we'll do that tomorrow. Is that cool? So Cole Moore, this guy's been. We were speaking to his dad, John Moore, but he's been breaking records in these cars this time. He's starting up here near the front. Last year was your first time in a Cube 3 TA2 car, and you are just taking off, man. How's it feel?
Oh, I'm having so much fun in these cars, dude. Yeah, it's been a solid weekend. The car feels so good. I thought I had the pole when I came in from qualifying, but got some other fast guys. You know, these, I'm calling them factory cars in front of us. So we're gonna show them what we can do. NorCal boys.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. We got some fighting words down here at the fan walk, like friendly fighting words. So I like that. It's just good competition. Speaking of competition, last year's champion right here, Michael LaPaglia in the number 31 Papini's Garage. How you feeling about Portland?
I love Portland. I love this track. You know, it's a short track, but it's super fun. It's got a lot of good flow to it. Last year we had a lot of green flag laps, which was great. So hoping we get off through 1 and 2 nice and easy with everybody, and we get racing.
Nice. I like it. We'll have fun out there. Papini's Garage. Then we're going to come over here, and right now it looks like he's embarrassed because Paula put pink numbers on his car, put Barbie on the rear. It looks like you're trying to cover that up, Kyle Kelly. What's going on?
You know, we let Paula go ahead and take care of business, and this is kind of how it turned out, which is okay, you know. There's a lot of meanings behind pink. One is cancer awareness, and, you know, we're okay with that, so let's ride.
Nice. I like that. I like that. So, hey, Paula, did you tell him what you were doing beforehand, or did you just go ahead and do it?
I told him. He was like, hell yeah, just do it. So I was like, there you go.
Well, how's this for racing economics? I told him I'd pay him $100 if he wrapped the whole car in pink. So you spend about $5,000 to make $100. That's kind of racing economics, isn't it?
That's quite on par, actually, for how this works. But, you know, maybe next race.
It's like, I'm not even talking about that. So Kyle Kelly, look for him out here in this number 80 Ford Mustang with Dig Motorsports. Then we're going to come over here to our third place. Where is she? Oh, she went for a walk. Okay, we're
sometimes use the bathroom.
Okay. Lose a little bit of downforce.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we don't want her to go in the seat because then I got to clean it afterwards.
Oh, nice.
You know.
All right. I like this. See, this is kind of Trans Am Uncensored. So we were talking about Norway. And Norway is a long way away from here, but it has nothing on Melbourne, Australia. So, Perkins, you're here. I know you're running the Xfinity race here in a few weeks. You're just trying to get some seat time, and it seems like you're in a better mood today.
Yeah, I mean, we qualified fourth, having ran no laps in practice yesterday. We had some issues that, you know, the team at Nitro were able to get on top of overnight. So, yeah, pretty keen to get stuck into the race.
Now, what is Shaw and Partners?
They're a terrific sponsor of mine, Shaw & Partners Financial Services. They manage people's money effectively back home in Australia. Earl Evans and the team there. I think Earl might be watching back home, so shout out to Earl. And a bunch of my family's actually tuning in to watch, so Mum and Dad. I think my wife's probably still in bed. It's 7:30 in the morning over there. But if the kids are watching, hi to Emmy and Mason too.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, he was running in the Xfinity, the Chicago street course just a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, I think got kind of a little bit nudged out of the race. So we're going to see him out here back in Portland in Xfinity. Jade Avedissian. Am I close?
Yep. No, that's correct.
Nice. And this is your first time with us in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 series. I've been hearing from the Nitro team just how talented you are, but actually I think they might have undersold it. To be qualifying here in your first race, basically first time at Portland, unbelievable. How you feeling about that?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. So the Nitro guys have been doing a really good job the past 2 days to get me comfortable, and it's just kind of all about seat time today and just executing a good race. It's a long race, you know, probably a lot longer than I'm kind of used to, just based off the late model stuff, but I'm excited to have Mobile One on board, and just want to thank everyone at Toyota for letting me come do this, just work on my craft, and just build from today and go into tomorrow.
Nice. I love it. And some of the other drivers were talking about this. We do have a lot of development drivers that you're going to see racing on Saturday here pretty soon. Then you're going to see them racing on Sunday. So Jade is definitely one of them. And man, when she puts her game face on, watch out, because she has no problem moving people out of the way on the racetrack. And then our 2023 champion, then he kind of takes a little bit of a break. Brody Goebel from Vancouver. Vancouver, BC area, not Vancouver, Washington, just over there. Running with Brown Brothers, always a beautiful car. You won the championship, and then you kind of helped Michael LaPaglia as a crew member win the championship, and now you're back points leader. How's it feel?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I need Michael up here with all these nitro cars behind me right now, so I'm hoping that he can work his way forward, but yeah, it's cool to be back again this year in the series. Obviously, taking a year off is tough watching everyone, but super excited about the Brown Bros Ford race car here. We got a massive team. This is kind of our home track, so 4.5 hours north in Canada. And yeah, Scott Legacy's been on the phone with me with M1 and Team SLR, and I think we're ready to go.
Nice. I love it. Well, Brody, nice job out there. He's got the fixie wheels on the side. He's going to be running out there with Brown Brothers. We're talking about this, yeah? All right, Mia, we got to go real quick, though. I know you can be real quick. So you're here at Portland, qualified third. How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. We had a lot of really good speed this morning in qualifying, although we only got a few laps to show it, but I'm really excited to move forward in today's race.
Nice. So look out for Mia Lovell out here in this beautiful Nitro Motorsports Toyota Camry. So now I'm looking for my friend Bill Knox for our invocation. We're going to see where Bill is. Anybody get Bill on the radio? He was just here. So we're at the PIR Speed Tour, the fan walk. We're trying to get all this going. We just kicked the fans out, actually. And I see Bill back there, but somebody needs to call him on the radio to get over here. He's trying to kick people out, but here he comes. Here's Bill Knox right over here. So Bill Knox, Road Race Ministries, also a Trans Am staff, to deliver our invocation. Bill, take it away.
If you'll join me in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, as we come to you today in prayer, Father, we ask that you wrap your hands around this great facility, Father. We ask that you keep everyone here, keep them all safe, the corner workers, the staffs, the EMS, the officials, and most of all, drivers. You keep the drivers safe and you keep them smart. And Father, we ask also that you have your blessing to be upon our military, our law enforcement, and our first responders, that they too, Father, can come home on a daily basis to their families. In your Son's most precious, honored, and holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Bill. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat. Annika Holand is here to sing the national anthem. PIR has been speaking very well of her. So, Annika, I know you're going to have to hold two mics, but take it away.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice job. And you're tomorrow, too,
yes.
Right? Nice job. Thank you.
All right, Ben, thank you very much. Nice job at the anthem there as we get ready to fire up some engines here in a minute and get this one underway, Andy.
In case you guys were wondering what you were looking at, where the cars are gridded right there, this front straightaway is also a drag strip.
Yeah.
So the colored paint that these guys are lined up right now is actually in the staging lanes and the first 60-foot launch of the drag strip here that is still active with our street racers here. And our other classes that they've got here. And
there's basically two paddocks here and two pits, if you will.
Which actually makes it pretty tricky for us. This is not only a Trans Am weekend, but this is an SVRA weekend as well. So we have cars on the inside and outside of the track. So getting everybody staged right here, in the staging lanes for the drag race is definitely helpful to get us kind of in between and help our officials get to the right spot at the right time, yet have a good presentation for our fans and our teams here.
Yep, all that there on the inside of the racetrack as we get ready to go. We're going to take a quick break and then come back and fire these engines up and go racing. So stay with us. We're coming right back to Portland International Raceway.
Yes! Hon, the WeatherTech's here.
WeatherTech is the ultimate protection for your vehicle. Laser-measured floor liners, no-drill mud flaps, cargo liner, bump step, seat protector, and cup phone.
What about my car?
WeatherTech.
Hawk Performance packs 100 years of friction dynamics into every product. Backed by Carlisle Brake and Friction, the world's premier innovator of industrial brake and friction components, Hawk leverages R&D tools and motorsports experience to deliver uncompromising performance on the street. There's no reason to settle for less. Choose pads that are race-proven and street-legal. Find the Hawk Performance brake dealer near you at hawkperformance.com.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance. Priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
Architecture is about everything. We change the environment. We are changing how people live in the environment today. So we basically put our fingerprint on the future of what the United States looks like. My overall business philosophy is that I'm engaged with my company from top to bottom. And I think the racing world and helping out the next generation and younger drivers is a passion of mine, and it's getting stronger and stronger every year. With that, that's why I want to be involved.
Back here in the Pacific Northwest, Portland, Oregon, as we get closer to this race getting underway with our Trans Am Series Western Championship presented by Pirelli and our Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series machines. Some folks out golfing, but we're ready for some racing here, Andy. And we're going to do something a little different with our start here today. The TA2 cars are actually going to come to the green first.
This is definitely going to be a little different. The cars that we have here this weekend predominantly are TA2 Cube 3 Architecture TA2 cars. That is going to be 16 cars nose to tail, two rows. Just behind that, not a completely different start, but a gap is going to be our TA Cup cars. TA Cup cars, for simplicity, is sort of like a TA 1.5. They're TA speed, so they've got big motor with a little bit of a restrictor on it. So it's essentially Trans Am motors, slightly restricted, still about 150 horsepower up on the TA2 cars, and a very different tire, which is why we're going to start them different. Those tires get up to speed a little slower, and so we're going to start our TA2 cars in front.
All right, well, let's head down trackside. Here's Ben to get those engines to life.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have Holly Ermish here, the PR director for the Hoosier 2.5 Challenge, which are B sedan cars set up as they raced with Trans Am in the 70s. Are you having fun here at Portland?
Yes.
Ready to deliver the most famous words in motorsports. Holly Ermish, take it away.
Drivers, start your engines!
Nice.
Obviously, Holly is too young to have a full-time job, but she needs to get hired by somebody soon because she is a fantastic PR person.
She was pretty amped up right there. I like that energy.
I love it. All right, the engines are alive, and we're going to take one more quick break as we get ready to go green here from Portland, so stay with us.
How good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
Speed turn, 140-mile-an-hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the V-Box HD2 system.
Said. One of the ways you overtake here at Sebring is really good in the braking zones, like this one right here.
Both go around. There's the green. We are back and at it. Watch this. Oh, look out, Miller, look
Back here in Portland, cars are out, rolling around the racetrack, starting to warm up those Pirellis, getting ready to go racing here. That kind of breaks it down into two sections. The longest section leading into the chicane. The second section, a little bit shorter.
And remember, from Jade all the way down to 8th place there within a quarter of a second, so really close. Tim Lynn, J.C. Monet, Stein, Patrick, Schweitzer, Sutherland, Twaits, Moore. That Ken Sutherland, that 16th spot there, that's our pole sitter for TA Cup. They'll be lining up here and getting ready to go. We've just come to one to go, I believe. We'll be taking the green next time by.
And we actually have one TA car and one XGT entry today as well.
Yes, we've got a pretty cool TA car here, all black. Looks like a Knight Rider version of a TA car, and then a Porsche Cup car with zero restrictor in it. So it's got a huge throttle body, and it's doing some pretty good top speed here. I think that's going to mix it up. That TA car and that Porsche is going to be mixing it up with our TA Cup cars.
Yeah, it should be fun to watch. Here's where they get out of the chicane area and into that final section of the front straightaway, which would also be the runoff area for the drag strip. Then you head over to turn number 4.
Turn 4, 5, 6, and 7 are really tight, especially in the bigger, heavier cars with the higher CG. You're tiptoeing through there. Your exit of 4 connects to your entry to 5, and your exit of 5 connects to your entry to 6, and exit of 6 connects to entry to 7. So it's big, long sweepers, but you're really dancing those cars. And what you're going to see, especially in this corner right here, turn 7, you're going to see a lot of inside right front lockup here as the cars are really anchored, like they're really arcing in from outside. The inside of the track falls away a little bit. You gain some some camber in the middle of the corner, but it's super easy to make that inside tire light up there.
And then you make this run down here, this very fast pack section, which heads you over to turn numbers 10, 9, and 10, and that sets you up for the final 2 corners at 11 and 12 that sends you out onto the front straightaway. So here we go, looking for the green flag.
Still a long way. You come out of that last corner, you still got a few football fields before we actually throw that green flag here.
It's a ways down the front straightaway. Here they come. You see the flag stand off to the right. Pace car is off to the left there of your screen. Watching our flagman, waiting for the green flag. It's out and we're racing here in Portland. Headed down to the Shelton chicane, and this is where things are going to get tricky because it's going to tighten up in a hurry. Avedissian trying to cut in, hold second. Mia Lovell trying to get her around the outside. Jade's just going to hang on to it. It looks like Mia might have lost 1 spot.
Couple drivers door to door there, just little bit, a few donuts already, getting passed back and forth, but not too big of a deal. This is where I was talking about. You're just tipping out of one corner and entering right into another one, especially with the colder tires. This is tricky.
Working through that complex of 4, 5, 6, and over to turn number 7 here. Really gets tight at the apex of that corner.
Brody Goebel has fired off really, really good here. Good power down right at that start. Rolled through turn 1, 2 through the Shelton chicane unchallenged, and when the drivers behind him went too wide, it led him dead, about a 10-car length advantage coming off of there.
Here's a good battle back here. That's the 80 car. That's Kelly fighting with McKendry.
LaPaglia just behind that battle looked like he got hung up on the outside of turn 2 there and had to come out of the gas to keep from having contact there. Dropped him back a little bit.
Mia looking inside here, trying to get third place back as they set up for the chicane. Not able to do that, and she will hang in behind Perkins in the 19.
Those are Nitro cars 2, 3, and 4. They're teammates, so
that's Perkins belching out some flames out of his number 19 machine. Jack Perkins from Gisborne, South Victoria, Australia, the Nitro Motorsports Toyota Camry. Good fight back here. A handful of cars squabbling over position here. That was Carroll, Mayne, and Paul and Acree all in that group.
JC Mayne has had quite an adventurous season so far. Caught up in some really bad luck in some spots here. I know he wants to have a good, clean one here, get to the checker.
Leaders back out on the front straightaway, putting another lap in the books. That means you're setting up now for the chicane. Here's Goebel, first one there. Jade right next, then Perkins and Mia Lovell. Behind her, Kelly and Moore battling for 5th position right now between the two.
Moore had, the last time he was with us, had a really strong showing at Laguna Seca. Has been doing really good. Avedissian throwing the fastest first lap down. 15.3. That's a little bit off of what we qualified at, obviously, but a strong start here. Closing in a little bit on our leader, Goebel.
And that's Cole Moore out of Orangevale, California, in the Moore Motorsports JME Environmental Ford Mustang, car number 99. Looks like we got a little dust kicked up onto the racetrack there.
Barry Bowes trying to bring it in really hot into turn 7 there. Got all the way down to the bottom and then some. Cut across the inside of that corner with the right front. Kicked up a little dust to the people behind him.
It's really easy to dip the wheel down there, isn't it?
It's so tricky. It's such actually a wide entry into a slow corner that you've got to bring that entry speed. I mean, you're going onto the fastest straightaway on the back straightaway, so your exit is the most important, but there's so much to gain still on the entry that as you arc it in, if it gets a little tight or a little bit loose, trying to be precise and get right down to that apex curve is very, very tricky.
There's more in the red Mustang. Mia continuing to put the pressure on Perkins. She really felt good coming into the race here at Portland. Felt like she's quick here. And you can see she's continuing to apply the pressure to the backside of Perkins, who runs in the Australian Supercar Championship, an outstanding road racer in his own right.
Beautiful car, great wrap on that 19. Looked good when it unloaded off the trailer here. Mia also get the front end of both of those cars looks like it's cutting really good as it comes through that tight corner. There's a lot of weight on that left front for a long time before you actually increase the steering angle and finish off with a late apex coming through 7 air to get a shot onto the back straightaway there. Here we see this fast turn 10 and 11 here coming through this chicane. These drivers actually go onto the pit entry for the south paddock here, and then dip back over just before that chicane there. So they're threading the needle there to use just a few more extra feet of asphalt there before they turn into the last sweeper coming onto the front straightaway.
And that first section of the front straightaway is extremely wide. It gets much narrower down here in the second section, the runoff from the drag strip. There's really a wide variety of lanes that you can run down that front straightaway, which is why you'll see them fan out 3, maybe 4 wide, but you really need to be up close to that wall next to the flag stand coming down, because you need to arc into the chicane.
We were actually talking in the pre-race of how we could get our camera even further over the fence here just so we can get a better shot of these guys, because they are running right up against that wall. There's a big curb on the apex of 1, and then a taller actually curb. You jump over 2 little curbs, a set of them, into 1, and then over the big curb in 2. So you're trying to arc in there as wide as you can to use the most amount of room on the track to get that shot out.
Second fastest section of racetrack right through here.
And really the most challenging, to be honest, because wet or dry, which this place is usually both throughout a weekend here up in Portland, this is, you are really bringing some big speed in, and it's not like you're bringing this thing down to first gear. That's not a first gear chicane. You're hauling the mail through there.
Yeah, you really are flying through there. It's going to test your mettle, and we've got one off here.
That's Tim Carroll in the 46,
yep.
Our orange car there.
And he was running in 12th.
Hopefully no harm, no foul, just some dust. Might be making his way to pit lane for that crew to check that out. Back up front with Brody Goebel. First car into the 114s with a 114.88 that last time by, opening up 3 more tenths of a second over Jade, as Perkins and Lovell still battle for that final podium spot there, with Kelly, P5, trying to close in and bring the rest of that train with him.
So the 46 is going to go right back out onto the racetrack, so Carroll has re-entered the fray. Here's your race leader, Goebel.
That's a good-looking car, too.
It is really good-looking, and he's got a ton of laps.
Yes, he does. Very fast guy, a very underrated name on the TA2 Tour, really anywhere. This kid deserves a shot in whatever he wants to get in. I know he's going to be quick, and proving it today. I know he's proud of this 69 car here, giving it a good shot, was quickest in practice, had him by a big number in qualifying, breaking the track record, and now showing that pace here as he's opening up this gap little by little. 45 laps remaining here as we're doing a 51 total laps day. That's a lot around Portland International Raceway on a hot sunny day here. We're over 80 degrees, and these rear tires are going to be falling off. So, these Pirellis, as strong as they are, these guys have to keep at it and keep at that 99.99% level there, not overdrive them and have these drivers peel too much rubber off this contact patch.
It's a very challenging weekend for these teams because it's a doubleheader weekend. We're going to be back to race again tomorrow, so you factor in 2 big long races practice sessions, qualifying sessions. It's a lot on the drivers, the teams, and certainly on the equipment.
It is, and it's also, if you mess up today, it's going to be hard overnight on your crew to get this car back in shape so that you can be up front again tomorrow.
Yeah, and you can't sit there and say, well, we'll just cruise today and we'll go hard tomorrow. No, you can't, because both days pay the same amount of points. If you're somebody like Mia Lovell right now who sits third in the championship, she's not out of this thing, but she needs 2 great days of racing here. So she's got to go hard right out of the box, which she's doing as she sits right now in 4th.
And talking about those points, that Brody Goebel is our points leader for the Western Championship. That is Barry Bowes, who currently runs in 7th. That is 2nd in the championship. So Mia Lovell has gained a few points. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to eclipse Bowes, but that's what she's thinking. Today and tomorrow, she's got to not only go after Brody, but she's got to get past Barry as well.
Yeah, and then there's a doubleheader coming up at Thunder Hill down in Northern California later this year, and then after that, they'll finish up with the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli at Circuit of the Americas in November.
Lots of racing left for this
Auto
Western
racing,
Championship.
What really hurt Mia was she had troubles on that opening lap at Laguna Seca earlier in the year, back in early May, and that put her in the points hole that she's digging herself out of now.
Yeah.
One off. And that's in that very fast section that we were talking about.
That is the 20.
That would be Seamus McKendry.
I think so.
Out of Elizabeth, Colorado, in that Nitro Motorsports Mustang. That's that portion of racetrack that we were talking about, Andy. It is so fast through there, and it sucks you right in. You think you can go even deeper, and then all of a sudden you're running out of skill, talent, adhesion, and everything else, and you're just flailing away to keep it out of the tires.
And a lot of these drivers are depending on that extra bit of asphalt there, which is the pit in, and he got there before that pit in stripe started, and obviously then once you fill the tires up with dirt, you're going to be sliding.
Yeah. Cole Moore. That's John Moore. Cole Moore is the son. And John, of course, having been inducted into the West Coast Stock Car Motorsports Hall of Fame, he tremendous racer out here on the West Coast. More known, Andy, for his oval track experience and skills than he is for his road racing, although he did a lot of road racing with Southwest Tour and with the NASCAR Winston West Championship when it was in existence here in the West.
Obviously a ton of experience on lots of different tracks with that kind of resume, and been out here plenty. 46 back on track. I think that pass through was just almost like, hey, I'm worried, what's up? They took a look, said it was good, got him going again. Ken Thwaites rolling here. He's our second place car.
Yeah, he's right behind Michael LaPaglia. That's 8th and 9th, 2 different categories of cars. LaPaglia raced over here just Thursday night on the motocross track.
And finished second in the pro class.
Yes, he did. The over 30 category. Of course, Michael was a very well-known AMA motocross and supercross racer back in the day. Not that many days back, actually.
I'm noticing Mia Lovell has dropped to 8th in class. That was right around, I'm not going to point any fingers because I don't know. I'm just saying that's right around when the 85 car was making his way through that portion there. Hopefully there was no contact or issues there. And Mia can bounce back from this. She is now 8th in class, 10th overall, just behind LaPaglia, who's now bumped himself up to 7th there. That puts Barry Bowes 6th in our TA2 class. More in our top 5, Kelly, Perkins, Jade running P2, and Cody going away from him.
I think this is Mia rolling down pit lane right here in front of us, Andy. Yep, that's her. And she's re-entering the racetrack, so not sure what happened to the number 40 Nitro entry.
Doesn't look like there was any damage on that. I might have missed that.
And there's the 20 as well. That's McKendry.
McKendry's a car that went off in turn 10 before.
Yep.
Maybe those were connected there?
Might have been. Might have been.
I didn't think they were running that close on the track, but possibly.
But Sutherland is the one who's on the move all the way up to third now overall, first in class. Goebel continues to lead the event and the TA2 category, with Jada Avedissian in her first ever run in a Cube 3 Architecture TA2 car, just now slipping back to third as Sutherland gets around her.
Sutherland, these cars, the reason we started these TA Cup cars behind the TA2 cars is with the wider tire and the type of compound that they've got, it always takes a couple laps where the TA2 guys would actually be quicker for a bit, and then these TA Cup cars will really come on strong, as they have now. Sutherland with a 112.51, over 2 seconds a lap faster than our overall TA2 leader of Goebel here. The TA1, the TA Cup cars, I'm sorry, should be coming through to finish this race 1, 2, 3, 4 once we get sorted here. We're 11 laps into a 51-lap race, still 40 laps to go. Decent amount of action, a little bit of drama to start this, and we're only 20% of the way through this race.
Yeah, we got a ways to go yet for sure. Here's the 85.
Sutherland not driving like there's 41 laps to go here.
No.
He sees that overall lead right in front of him as we sweep on to the front straightaway there. That'll be Sutherland, our leader in TA Cup, making a move to the inside of Brody Goebel for the overall lead. That 85 car's got about 150 more horsepower than our TA2, our Cube 3 Architecture TA2 cars here.
Sutherland looks like he got around Goebel, will be the overall leader now. Yes, he has. He goes to the front. And Ken Sutherland wants to be the fastest kid on the block all weekend long, as he smoked everybody in qualifying earlier today, setting the fastest lap in the history of Trans Am here at Portland International Raceway with a blistering 111.467. And right now, Andy, he's only about a second, literally a second slower than his qualifying time, and we are, as you said, some 12 laps or so into this. Another car high-sided here in the chicanes.
Going to clear himself off there. That's the 98.
Stein Frederick, Acre, out of Norway. Team Trisel.com Chevy Camaro. Let me go back to Sutherland. Picking him up, putting him down as he comes back out onto the front straightaway here.
Really neat look, these TA Cup cars. I'm a fan. There's a good group of guys running this on mostly our West Coast guys. We've got Ken Thwaites, who is our Tennessee-based TA Cup guy, but most of these guys in the Pacific Northwest and having a blast with these cars. Only 4 of them here this weekend, but there's a good dozen of them that we could have once we get this rolling. This could turn into a really solid class here in our TA series.
That's Goebel. Talking to Brody, the one thing he hasn't done here at Portland International Raceway is run the Rose Cup, which is the famous event that is held here every year. He just hasn't had a chance. His dad has a second-place finish here.
That Rose Cup was just a couple weeks ago. We've got a slow-moving car. I think that's the 98 again, trying to find his way to a safe spot there.
Yeah, that's our driver out of Norway, backing it out of harm's way.
No right rear tire on that, so whatever happened there that got him spun out before that, not sure if there's any contact, but boy, that's some heads-up driving there.
Yeah, sure is.
That's some real heads-up driver. Thank you, Stein Frederick. That's a great move to keep this pace going here and keep these guys running.
Michael LaPaglia here, the former champion. Talked about his life in his previous career as being a motocross, supercross star. He was telling me he ran at Mammoth earlier this year, the big event down there. Got the whole shot and was leading the great Ryan Villapoto, 4-time supercross champion, and Justin Grant out in front of both of them and pulling away. Led him for a whole lap down there in Mammoth, and very happy with his performance for an old guy in the over 30 category now.
He's got some really cool pictures on his Instagram there. If you guys can take a look, it's a really neat deal. There's a cool shot of him on his 31 bike, wheeling up the hill with the entire field behind him.
Yeah. He's got that Suzuki in his trailer here As we said, he raced Thursday night right behind us here, the motocross track here.
Yeah, a bit of an unusual thing for a racetrack to have a full-on motocross track just behind pit lane here. We had a really neat time here on Thursday night after we loaded in to check that out. Michael LaPaglia, by the way, MLaPaglia31 on Instagram if you want to check out some cool shots of our guys there. And Brody.Goebel on Instagram here leading the way, trying to figure his way through a little bit of lap traffic. He's coming on here. We're only 15 laps into this one, and he's having to deal with that.
Sonoma Raceway is another one that used to have a motocross track on the property. They used to run a big Trans Am race there, as they called it in the moto days.
John Schweitzer in that 00. Buckshot, as we affectionately call him. Cool Wood Brothers sort of throwback scheme right there.
I like it.
Love it. Up close, that car looks great. He's very, very new to the racing scene. Incredible how he's getting up to speed and comfortable with a tricky car. We were just having a chat yesterday in the pit area here. His learning curve is super steep, but he's been doing an amazing job keeping this thing clean. Just coming here to learn, figure out this thing, build his notebook, learn his way through the pack here, and so that he can come back next year and be a contender and fight for some trophies.
Jade putting the pressure on here on the backside of the 00. She's trying to work her way through. So she's got a good run onto the front straightaway here. And she'll clear them before they get down to the chicane. You know, Andy, on the backside of this racetrack, as you work your way back through 8, 9, over to 10, you run along the trees back there, and there's a tremendous amount of shade, sunlight, shade, all the way through there. How difficult is that as a driver to go blasting through the differences like that?
Well, the neat thing is, in a high horsepower car like this, without those shadows, it seems fast. When you throw those shadows in, it's almost a strobe effect. And these guys, the TA Cup cars, are showing up at about 176, 177 miles an hour is what we're hearing and seeing on the data there. You throw sunlight shade into that, and it feels like you're doing warp speed as you're rolling up to that first chicane, which makes the brake markers tricky to pick out, makes your judgment for your entry tricky to figure out for that third gear chicane that you're going to roll through from turn 10 there. Everything gets more complicated when look at that. Just what we're seeing with our camera having trouble getting that focus there. The driver's eye is doing the exact same thing as they try to navigate our way.
Ken Thwaites, hang on.
And stuff like that. Ken Thwaites flat out here bringing it. He's 4th overall, and he wants to go catch Sutherland, obviously pushing. And just like what we're talking about, it's tricky when you go in and out of those shadows to get that car as precise as you want to be online here.
Ken closing in to Jade Avedisian. And if you're not familiar with Jade, Thwaites slows dramatically right through the center. He must have missed a gear there, Andy, because
hopefully
he suddenly got going again.
Yeah, just so hopefully something small, because it did take off after that, so it wasn't completely down on power. You were just about to talk about Jade here.
Yeah,
great Toyota
if you're not familiar
driver
with Jade, take note of the name, and if you Google search her real fast, you'll find out that is one go-fast young lady. She is very deeply involved in Thwaites again slowing and pulling to the outside lane, letting other cars pass. I believe that was Perkins that went by now. But anyway, Jade is a big part of Toyota's development program. Comes up out of the midget series, did a lot of racing for the great Keith Coons over there, running his midget at events like the Chili Bowl. She's an outstanding young driver, and you'll be seeing her on Saturdays and Sundays real soon, racing for NASCAR.
I'm thrilled that Toyota, Chevrolet, they're putting young drivers into this Cube 3 Architecture TA2 series because they can recognize the challenges of how difficult these cars are. And you get a driver like Jade who's well-versed in the short track oval stuff. The difference between a midget and some other touring cars that she drives, and then the big high horsepower of the TA2 cars, there's a whole lot going on there, and that just adds to her, at such an early age, adds to her library and her notebook of what to do at different kinds of tracks and different kinds of cars, and that's just going to really help level out the steepness of every young driver's learning curve here. So TA2, obviously a solid proving ground for our young up-and-coming drivers for whatever they're going up to
whatever
on the
their
next
goals
level
are,
here.
right?
Typically, we've got a lot of the manufacturers putting drivers in here because they're looking to get them on a solid road racing background for their trip up the NASCAR ladder here. I agree with that 1,000%. Having raced the TA2 car, it's so much like an Xfinity or a truck on a road course, even an ARCA car, that it is just a great platform to learn at such a young age. We let drivers as young as 14 years old into this series, and they get priceless experience. Just the amount of seat time that you get on one of these weekends, and the quality of time, and how similar this is to the cars that they'll be driving when they move up the ladder.
Boy, are we seeing some talented young wheel men and women come through the series. You talk about 14th, thinking of Tristan McKee.
Tristan is our points leader in the national series here, 14 and a half years old.
Yep.
If I ever have to put the and a half after telling a driver's age, well,
another one slowing in the back section of the racetrack here.
I think this is Stein again trying to get rolling from his turn 7 spot here. He's limping back with no right rear wheel, or maybe just a right rear flat on there, trying to get back. Hopefully we can stay green and he can keep in a safe spot as he negotiates that last chicane. We'll get a tire on him and let him get the last half of this race for practice here. Got the 34 and the 20 going at it.
That's Paul and McKendry.
Yep.
That's a battle over 16th.
McKendry had qualified 8th, but we saw that car off in turn 11 right there. He's making his way back up through, jumping over those inside curbs in the Shelton chicane, getting that launch out of turn 2. You see Stein on the outside of 12. He's going to have to find his way to the bottom. Hopefully there's a spotter up in those stands for the drag racing start there. He can get a clean one in. We see him get to pit lane here. He'll get a left rear tire, a right rear tire on that. A new Pirelli, send it, and get some good experience here with 31 laps. We are 20 laps into a 51-lap main event here. Doubleheader this weekend at Portland International Raceway. First race, this is the first of 2 races this weekend. Ken Sutherland still out front here. That's a good close-up shot of Chris Evans running 3rd in TA Cup. He's 7th overall.
It's Kelly in the 80 and then the 27 of Moore behind that.
We could see potentially good horsepower discrepancy here as the 27 is putting the power down.
That's 8th and 9th right there. Moore coming up the inside, the outside here, which will quickly become the inside as they approach 9 through 10 and now into 11 and 12 down here.
Kelly, one of our single car teams here. These are the teams that, in my role, I need to do everything I can to support these guys. You know, we've got some big-time teams that are making names for themselves and showing up, bringing fast cars. These single car teams, Brody Goebel's one of them, honestly. He's out here doing a great job. We need more of these people. We need more of these drivers coming out. I love that Brody's out here as a single car team. Not one of the big 3 or 4 that are kind of have been dominating our national series. It's proof that if you come out here with a couple good mechanics, a smart driver, you can run at the front of this regardless. That's the platform that we're trying to build as we overhaul our rules and get everything straight and get this so that you can show up with a solid piece from any one of our 3 chassis manufacturers and come race, and if you do a good job, you can be at the front. Stein in our 98, we get a quick shot of him with a fresh set of Pirellis on. Going to pull out and get some decent laps here.
So apparently the differential on Barry Bowe's car has broken, and Barry has dropped to the bottom of the field, which is great news for Mia Lovell because Barry was in front of her in the points chase. So then things could be tightening up in the fight.
That's a shame for Barry. Yes, I know he had his eyes set on trying to get this Western Championship, wanted to get those points away from Brody Goebel, needed to get a good solid finish in here today and then bring it to him. Brody obviously had the field covered in speed this weekend coming in after qualifying. Everybody, he kind of sent that message, but there's still a lot of laps, 2 100-mile races to go there. Hopefully Barry and Troy and those guys can get that car fixed and out here and fast again tomorrow.
Again, watching Jade Avedissian in the number 10, who originally comes from Clovis, California. She now lives in Mooresville, North Carolina. She was the first woman to win a Cars Tour race, Andy, and she's also the 2023 Extreme Outlaw Midget Champion. First woman to win a national championship in the midget categories. And she's the first woman to claim a podium finish at the famed Chili Bowl. Telling you, she's a go-fast racer.
Absolutely. I love when we get good, strong talent coming into this race, coming into this series, and giving it a go in these cars.
And if you're a young lady out there, boy, we got some great ones for you to cheer for here with Jade and Mia, and then Kaylee Bryson as well, who's not here with us this weekend, but she's another one that'll be racing in just about anything and everything. There's our XGT competitor. Saw the Porsche. Should be coming down the front straightaway here.
Simon Sutherland, been running very strong. He's got a Gilles Villeneuve throwback helmet on this weekend.
On the livery of the race car, yeah.
One of our Montreal fans. He's coming out of Canada there. Strong cars. We see some dust getting kicked up through here. That's Moore working his way through. Oh, that's dad. It's
father-son.
More on more here. Father-son as they come through turn 7.
Cole in the 99, John in the 27. Well, if you want to have some fun, John Moore's a great guy to hang around.
Man, and you know, we saw a little, just as the camera cut there, that was dad passing son and a little dust in the air there. So yeah. Wouldn't surprise me knowing both of their characters that they were giving each other a door and forcing each other, racing each other harder than they're going to race anybody else on the track that day.
Sounds about right.
It looked like Tim Carroll, potentially in the 46, went straight at that chicane. He was running 14th or 13th in class. We'll try to keep you updated on him.
Yeah, that's Carroll there.
Right there. Yeah, okay, so he came back through. Not sure if that was a brake issue or debris or whatnot. We've got Moore has really now closed in on the 08 of Evans. Again, this is our podium spot. Evans taking a look on the inside of the 46. That gives the 27 a shot off. We saw before that the place that the 27 is struggling the most is right there, trying to put the power down. He's good into the middle of the corner of 7, but cannot get that power down, and we're seeing his competitors pull away from him here as we're dipped back into Ken Twaits, who had a little bit of a problem before and is coming back through
There he goes, catching Perkins, and they're fighting over 4th place right now. As they head down the front straightaway.
Yep, so Perkins 3rd in class, was 4th overall. Ken Twaits coming by. That's our 2nd in class. This is shaping up. We're just about the halfway. We're a couple laps from the halfway point here. Our TA Cup battle looks like it's going to get shaping up to be a good one here. Brody Goebel still in good control here. Jade P2, Perkins P3.
There's Lynn in the 17. Lynn right now is in 12th.
Solid runner here. Love that look, like the monster throwback look that he's got on there. He was joking around with Ben Sissel pre-race here.
Yeah, the Ken Block throwback.
Yep, very
that
cool.
Roof Options Ford Mustang.
Very good looking cars here. I love the stance of these Mustangs. There's our TA Cup number 85, Sutherland, still cutting his way through the field here.
And Tim Lynn was a winner here with us back in 2021.
Yeah, solid front runner on the Western schedule here. These guys like Portland International Raceway here. They get a decent amount of laps here. A lot of local guys get as many different kinds of racing in here as they can with these cars.
Andy, this is the first time in 2025 we've had a chance to feature strictly the Western Championship on its own. So since we have the president of the championship here with us, what is the future outlook for the Western Championship? It's at, what do we have, 5 venues this year and 7 races?
We run a bunch of doubles with these guys.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out, we're trying to get trying to get the pulse of the series here because it is quite divided, to be totally honest. Some of these guys like to come here and do one race. Some really like these doubles, but it really is split kind of down the middle here. Yeah. And us as a Trans Am as a company working with to try to please everybody best we can. We've got to be a bit cognizant of the prices and the schedules here of what everybody's doing. But hopefully we'll be able to come out here with a schedule real soon as we see our 88. Looks like a 00 there, but it's all black, our Trans Am car. That thing is really hauling the mail on the back straightaway. Slightly older chassis, still getting up to speed. Relatively new driver here, and great looking car though. Love this thing. Schweitzer's making his way out of turn 7, down the fast back straightaway, almost 180 miles an hour here as he comes into turns 10, 11, and 12 to sweep back onto the front straightaway.
Here he comes out on the front straightaway. We see him back there. Now, if the clouds weren't there, as you look down the front straightaway from the far end up towards the head of the drag strip, you'd be able to see Mount Hood looming off in the distance over the top of the drag strip here, which makes for a pretty sight on a clear day here in Portland.
I've actually gotten out to Portland a lot more in the last 20 years for some street luge racing that we do at a place called Maryhill. Well, I could be potentially coming back out here next month to do exactly that. That's a U.S. qualifier here, so I know Portland more for street luge racing than, unfortunately, than I've been able to get here to get auto racing gigs from myself in the past. 17 down the inside of Buckshot.
Lynn making the move.
See the crossover there. Very effective. Buckshot making it. This is just like what we were talking about. He's building that notebook up. He's learning those crossovers. He's getting to play wheel to wheel with these guys, staying smart. Obviously, we've got a little bit of some interclass rivalry going here as we see the Trans Am coming up to the tail.
Lynn now finds himself in 11th, so one spot out of a top 10. 22 laps remaining.
Field stringing out just a tiny bit. That's Schweitzer making his way by Buckshot into the brake zone here. Cool looking car there.
Yeah, really neat with that Trans Am car just in front of it at Boudreaux.
Again, from the time that you turn into turn 4, your steering wheel is never straight until you're just about in the middle of the back straightaway here. So for practically about 25 or 30 seconds, you are loaded up on the right side, to the left side, back to the right side, back over here. Even when you come here, you're technically on the back straightaway now, but you're crossing over through a left-hand sweeper. These are all flat. Right-hand sweeper, another long right-hand sweeper, and then just before you hit the chicane, just before you hit turn 10, so a solid 25-30 seconds here, you finally straighten up the wheel to get on the brakes.
And it's going to be a whole different ball game in the next stop of the series as it heads down to Northern California in Thunder Hill, which elevation is a big part of the story down there, whereas here at Portland International Raceway, it's basically flat all the way around.
Yeah, not a lot of elevation change here. It is a very flat corner here, but still a challenging spot. It's still a very challenging spot.
You almost need to bring oxygen with you for some of the elevation changes at Thunder Hill. Punching Buckshot here in that 00. Working his way through turn 5 over to 6 here. The left-hander.
Mia Lovell is making her way back through the field here, doing a great job. Had to come in, have the crew check something over yet. Doesn't look like there's damage to that car. Her lap times are good, and she's making her way back up through the field. Currently 9th on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th in class, and quicker than the cars in front of her. So with 20 laps to go, she's very much in this. We get a yellow, she's in this for a potential podium hunt for sure. Even if we stay green, though, she could come back up through this field.
She came into this day 15 points behind Barry Bogues, who held down second. And Barry, as we've said, out of the race. Mechanical problems for him in the 27. So great opportunity for Mia to close that gap in the fight for second in the Western Championship with 3 rounds of race, 4 rounds counting tomorrow, left in the year. She's been telling me earlier in the weekend that she's going to be running some Cars Tour events. Going to be going to South Boston here real soon. And she'll be joining us on the National Championship at Virginia International Raceway. And then we'll see her at the end of the year at Circuit of the Americas in November.
We have a very solid heads-up driver here. Understands the situation. You know, this is a spot where she's going to be pushing hard, setting the laps. The race may be essentially run as far as how far she can go up if this stays green, but she's got in the back of her mind, she's still at 99%. She's still going to be taking notes for tomorrow's race, seeing what these tires feel like, and there might be a change, even though like there's X amount of seconds to the next position. She'll be going for that, but she's also still learning again for tomorrow. She wants that trophy. She wants that W. She wants to be able to make up enough ground, learn enough here to take it to Brody tomorrow and look for that victory.
Mia on her way down here to turn 4. Here she is, coming through 6. One of the slowest corners here, turn 7. But boy, can that mess up your lap.
You know, it looks pretty simple from where our camera is positioned and what these drivers are doing through there, but I tell you, it is one of the most pain in the neck corners out there, because you come in really loaded one way, you get the weight all the way to the opposite side, and as you're turning it, it's so easy to miss that apex because there's so much weight to the outside, and it's such a big arc to enter, and it tightens up, and it's so important to get to that power. So you tend to typically overdrive it or underdrive it. You never hit it just right. You're very rarely satisfied with your, like when you get done with qualifying, if someone says, what could you have done better? It's always turn 7.
Yeah. Could be on the pole and still not have gotten turn 7 right.
Exactly. Back to a good battle here. Again, still going. Chris Evans and Moore coming onto the front straightaway. And now they're getting a bit. That's Ken Twait's just 2.5 seconds in front of them. That's our second place car in TA Cup. When these two drivers, and I guarantee you their crew chiefs are telling them that they're gaining on Ken, they're going to want to see that car get bigger as they close in, and that's going to be all that inspiration. This is not an easy track to drive. It's 80-plus degrees out here today. These guys are sweating, but when they see that next car coming back and a chance at second place to go fight there, that's every bit of Chris's inspiration to go get that car and stay in front of the 27 of Moore and keep on pushing here.
Andy, I can't see it. The timing and scoring is closer to you than me. Mia Lovell right now is chasing Lynn down. She was a second quicker in her lap time. How far behind him is she in the battle for 13th right now?
That is a 4.4 second gap. That is 13th and 14th overall, but it's 7th and 8th in TA Cup here. So with that pace, 7/8 a lap quicker, she'll be there way before the end of this race, trying to get that 7th place spot. After that comes LaPaglia. He's a bit up the road, about another 20 seconds or so.
So the goal of getting to 13th and being 1, 2.
Yes, really 7th. That's all she cares about right
that's
there.
Where she could get.
Absolutely.
And that pays good points and is really going to help her close that gap in championship standings. while she's doing that, at the same time, she's got to make sure that she saves this car for tomorrow. So how hard do you push and when?
It's the same thing that every one of these drivers is going through, and same thing right here with this battle that we're watching with Evans and Moore. They need to push. They need to go get Cam. You see something just like that. We saw Evans come in hot, miss the apex, and Moore was following right in his tracks, and they both went wide there.
And
that gives Ken Thwaites in turn 7. Exactly. Trickiest corner on this track. Slowest corner, most annoying corner on this track is the one that's giving these guys fits.
They'll have nightmares about it tonight. A lot of times drivers you would think would have nightmares over the fastest corner on the racetrack, the one that really gets your nerves up, and it's going to be the frustrations of turn 7 that will haunt you from here at Portland. Oh, one car on pit road here. It's the 19.
19 again. Was running so strong, qualified
Perkins.
so well. Perkins has
back
been
in 16th.
In and out of this.
Started, what, 4th today?
He was a little further down the charts. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. He was P4 in class up there with a 13.8. Really solid, just a 10th off the outside pole. Solid run. It was limited in practice, had some issues there in just about all 3 of the practice sessions leading up to qualifying. So with limited time in TA period and then limited time this weekend just from having some issues, unfortunately having some more. Obviously, the driver's showing a lot of speed, just needs to, everything's got to come together with the car here.
Watching Goebel make his way down the front straightaway, holding on to second. Comes the rest of the pack. Here's Jade Aphrodisian in that Mobile 1 back machine. Turning into the Shelton chicane. She holds down third. Running just 0.2 of a second slower than Goebel. That's pretty solid performance.
For Colmore now in that spot, the 00 buckshot making way for Chris Evans.
Well, Perkins has had a rough day today here, Ben.
Well, I just saw a first down here, Ralph and Andy. I've never seen him take a jack handle out of a jack. And what I think was happening was they were trying to take that jack handle. I guess one of your wiring looms melted to something, and they were trying to get it dislodged. But Jack Perkins, all the way from Melbourne, just hasn't been your weekend so far, but at least we've got tomorrow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's 4 or 5 sessions where we've had mechanical issues with the car. So that's incredibly disappointing, you know, to my whole sponsor group that we put this deal together. To come all the way from Australia and have those sorts of issues is disappointing. So, yeah, unfortunately, there's no positives other than there's a race tomorrow, but that doesn't fix the problems we've had today and yesterday. So, incredibly disappointing.
Well, let's mention your sponsors then and try to get something out of this.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate everything they've done for me, starting with Shaw & Partners Financial Services. I think Earl's at the airport watching now. Thank you, buddy. But, you know, we were running third. It was going okay. Just learning the track still because we did 0 laps in practice. But there's a lot of other sponsors, including Southern Cross Truck Rentals, Castrol, Express Fleet, ACL, Race Engine Bearings, and everyone else's supporters, PPG, Fitz Performance Gearboxes, ARB Penrith and TLC Auto Centre. Thanks, guys, for getting us here, and hopefully we put on a better show tomorrow.
Nice, I love it. Well, Jack, I'm sorry, but we've always got tomorrow. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Yeah, that is so frustrating, Andy. Not only do you not have the good performance today, but you got to worry now going into tomorrow. So far, it's been nothing but negatives on the mechanical side with that entry. Doesn't give you a lot of confidence heading into tomorrow.
No, that's definitely a tough one here, but I want to give Jack Perkins a big shout out. He has shown great speed with the few amount of laps. And Shaw and partners, Castrol, everybody that's behind him should be proud. And, man, I want to see him back. I want to see him run strong tomorrow. I want to see him keep coming over here. I love when our Australian brothers and sisters come over and give TA2 a shot on this side of the pond. And absolutely super strong driver here, and look forward to seeing more of him and a lot more participation from his family, friends, and partners on this side of the series here.
Yeah, qualified fourth, went right to third as this race got underway. Held that position for quite a while, battling with Mia Lovell, and then mechanical problems drop him down, and it looks like he's going to be stuck with a 19th place finish here today.
J.C. Monet running really strong here. He is 8th. He needs a good run, has been having a tough season to now as we see this battle. The 08 of Evans has caught Ken Thwaites. This is 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in TA Cup. They have also caught Jade, who is 2nd in TA2. Chris Evans taking a look inside of Jade. That's Patrick Paul in between him and Moore now. Mixing it up here, 12 laps to go. This is when these guys are going, all right, it's time.
Yeah.
I've saved my tires long enough. Now it's time to push. Jade, honestly, thinking to herself, okay, 2nd in TA2. I still want to stay in front of these guys. I still want to push. She's still learning for tomorrow, still putting what she can in that notebook, building that notebook so that tomorrow she could take it, try to take it more to Brody Goebel here.
It would be an overall podium with a 3rd place overall and a 2nd in the Q3 Architecture TA2 category. That would be an outstanding debut for her running in the series. I asked her mom, who is here, I said, what got Jade going? Where did this passion for speed come from? She said, not from me. Had to have come from her dad, who was never a racer as a driver, but worked on sprint cars in Northern California for years. Yep. That's where the dirt passion came from, too. Jade had a bad wreck a year or so ago and got through the rehabbing of that and got back in the car. Folks at Toyota asking her to kind of stay away from the dirt for now. Focus on her big car plans. She hopes to achieve NASCAR in her future. And here she is. She dove down pit road. Jade Avedisian now back out onto the racetrack. So she's dropping quickly all the way down to 10th overall. Not sure what happened to her.
That is going to get our 99, Cole Moore, who has worked his way through here, started 6th, up now to 2nd in TA2. That puts Kelly, another single car team. This is pretty incredible. Kelly, Kelly in the 80 car back here. Kyle Kelly qualified 5th. Cole Moore qualified 6th. Now running 2nd and 3rd in TA2.
And that puts Michael LaPaglia one spot out of a transfer off the podium in TA2.
That would be a big day for the LaPaglia family. Again, all these single car teams, I like seeing it. Moore just part of a 2-car. Goebel a single car team. Moore on a 2-car team. Kelly and LaPaglia both single car teams here. Great day for the underdogs coming through here. Got to look at Ken Thwaites still holding off Evans. That's J.C. Monet in between them. Mia Lovell has gotten around J.C. Monet now. That's for 7th. She's gotten into 7th now. Probably has her sights set on the 10 as we see our TA2 and TA Cup interclass battle coming down into turn 10. J.C. Monet smart here, just letting those guys get back at it. That is again
John Moore in 27.
John Moore and Evans.
John out of Roseville, California, suburb of Sacramento. eastern edge of the town.
And this will be the first time in a few laps that our TA Cup second, third, and fourth are all in line with no traffic in between them.
Got a glimpse of the 28 of Manet. There's Thwaites. There's Manet again.
Whoa, and a look to the inside.
Oh, man. More.
That is Moore taking a dive into that third turn 7 there, but again, having trouble getting the power off. He's good at bringing the speed in, sliding the heck out of those Pirelli tires coming off that corner, and that lets Evans pull away. They know now we're single digits, 8 laps to go.
That was more on Moore, wasn't it?
No, that was more on Evans right there for position. That would be for the final podium spot. That's the last trophy to be given out in the TA Cup. 99 Moore is all by himself back here, a handful of seconds back. He's free of Kelly. Doesn't have a lot of pressure here. Kelly ahead of LaPaglia by a handful of seconds there. They're spread out a good bit.
And 99 and 88 look familiar. Here's Moore back here in the 99.
That is the 85 of Sutherland coming by. He is our overall leader. He has lapped all the way up to the top 5 in class now. That is Moore second in TA2 right there rolling through turn 4. Moore with an awesome run today.
Boy, and again, here we are, Andy, with 7 laps remaining. And remember, Sutherland qualified with a track record at a 111.467. And he's run a 112.510 today.
Yeah, for a best lap. He's fallen off to about a 13.8.
Yeah, you bump that curbing on the inside. You can see the dust get kicked up at 9 on the left-hander, and it shoots you across the track, doesn't it, over to the right in turn 10.
Yeah, very tricky to negotiate those corners there. Sutherland again moving through some of our TA2 cars. That's Patrick Paul. And you notice at this point, like even Sutherland's not pulling that far away from Moore that he passed a couple laps ago. Some good pace here from all of these cars at the end of the race. 6 laps remaining. Ken Sutherland leading the TA Cup. Brody Goebel leading TA2. They are 1-2 respectively on the track. Overall, in 3, 4, 5 is our TA Cup race, which is second, third, and fourth. Moore has made a bunch of lunges on the veteran Chris Evans to try to get that final trophy in TA Cup.
Yeah,
Moore then second in TA2, and Ryan Kelly rounding out the podium for TA2 here. LaPaglia chasing down Kelly, trying to make one last ditch effort here to get those points, get on that podium. Moore, Kelly, and LaPaglia are going to make some big ground on Bose, Lovell, and Lynn today. This is going to really tighten up our points battle big time as we head into the midway point of our Western Series here.
And one more day here tomorrow, and then that doubleheader looming on the horizon at Thunder Hill. You can see how hard they get on the brakes here. That 99 just drops that nose.
Looking to the outside for the crossover here to set up.
There it is. Can he make it stick?
Little side draft. Whoa, skipping over the curbing right there. That's I know that looks easy right there, but those curbs are a little rough, and that is not the easiest thing to navigate here.
Did he complete the pass now?
I think he's through. Kicking up a little dust in front of him.
Yeah, he did get through. And out onto the front straightaway with 4 laps remaining.
Here we are back.
Watching Evans here in the 08. Closed up on Thwaites. And then Moore behind him. 27. That is 3rd, 4th, and 5th overall. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in class. Brody Goebel going by us here in our booth. He storms by. Brody out of Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. That Brown Brothers Ford Lincoln Ford Mustang.
That is Mia Lovell that has found her way around Lynn. That puts her back into 6th. Overall, we were talking that 7th was a lofty goal there. She got by 7th. Now all the way up into 6th.
It'd be a ways for her to catch Michael LaPaglia with just 3 laps remaining. So 6th will help her out greatly in that championship fight. She tries to close on Barry Bowes from 3rd to 2nd in the standings.
Good look at that 69 car. Nice. Coming through the sweeper on the back straightaway here into turn 10 as we pick him up coming into 10, 11, and the big long sweeper on the 12. Onto the front straightaway. That is 3 laps to go.
Yeah, about to make a big change in her life. Young lady going to be moving to Davidson, North Carolina to attend Davidson College where Steph Curry played basketball. And so you know how it is, Andy, that first year as a college freshman all on your own, moving all the way from Phoenix, Arizona to Davidson, North Carolina. It's going to be a big time. Mia, she's be moving over there come middle of August. Got some debris on the racetrack.
Yeah, a little something to go there. Hopefully we can stay green for these final 2 laps. A very unusual green to checker potential here. I don't want to jinx it. We're back with our leader, Brody Goebel. That is our 2nd place overall, but our TA2 leader dominating today. Great pace, great strength, great drive from this team. They'll be taking the white flag next time by.
This race do the same thing last year too. Green to checker. Caution free.
Here's our overall leader, Ken Sutherland, coming out. He just got the 2 to go, so he'll be the one to take the white flag. Sorry to correct myself there as he comes through the fast sweeper here, coming up to turn 10. Lowering it down from about 170 miles an hour to about 90, 95 as they roll through here and then get on the brakes. And then this is actually slower than it looks. Only about 65, 70 miles an hour for our min speed as they get back up through the gears and rip onto the front straightaway here. Big mile an hour. Nice drive by Ken Sutherland. I think he pushed really hard in the beginning of this, made the gap that he needed, and then was able to just back off 1%, take it home, not have to push too hard to get through lap traffic. Really solid car. There's a sister car of that running in the SVRA this weekend. Great looking new car. More and more TA cars coming out to race with us both on the SVRA side and the Trans Am side.
Sutherland ran here in the Rose Cup just 2 weeks ago. Had to go to a borrowed backup car and finished 2nd.
Wow.
In that race. So he's on a bit of a roll here at Portland.
Well,
he might be trying to get in an Indy car here in a couple of weeks.
with just a couple more turns to go, this will be the 85 of Ken Sutherland TA Cup. Trying to grab that W here.
Sutherland, the winner here in 2024, will take the checkers again. here in 2025 as he takes the pole in record-setting fashion, and now the victory in race number 1. Waiting for Brody Goebel to come to the line. He will be the winner in category.
Brody's still just coming through the last couple of corners.
He'll take the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 checkered flag for the win in that class and second overall. Here he comes out onto the front straightaway, I think now. No.
That's Tim Carroll. Had a strong run here. Had a little issue early on, but really good lap times. Here's our winner.
There he is.
Brody Goebel taking the checker. Big weave down the front straightaway.
Swerving back and forth. Give a tip of the car to the crew off to the side. And a checkered flag for him.
Massive extension in the points for Brody Goebel.
And Mia Lovell crosses the line in, that is 12th overall, 6th?
6th.
Yep, 6th in category. Cube 3 Architecture TA2 on the Western Championship.
And that puts Cole Moore and Ryan Kelly rounding out our TA2 run here. Great job for them. Awesome run for these 3 drivers, rounding out our TA2 podium here.
Boy, the intensity in the championship fights is really going to heat up heading into tomorrow, Andy.
Yeah, this has been for sure a mix-up in the day. These guys are going to reevaluate, do some math, figure out where everybody sits in the points, and really what we're going to have is Brody Goebel out front by a bunch, but then everybody behind him, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, did not have a great day until we get to our 5th, 6th, and 7th place. Guys had an awesome run.
Yeah, and Ken Sutherland leading the points in the TA Cup category with John Moore and Cole Moore
and if you look,
chasing him.
Chris Evans beat John Moore to the line by 0.4 seconds for that final TA Cup podium position. Great battle all day. Thanks to those two for putting on a great show for us here as our cars are making their way off of pit lane and on their way to the podium. Ben Sissel will be down there to welcome our drivers to celebrate.
And if you like that, we'll stay right where you are because we're coming back to do it again tomorrow, right?
Absolutely. Can't wait for this one. Our shout out real quick to Simon Asselin in the number 81 for taking our XGT win. The 00. I'm sorry, the 88 of Cole. Oh, you say it, Ralph. I'm going to mess this up. Cole Boudreau?
Boudreau.
Cole Boudreau. I knew that one. Absolutely had that one. Taking our TA win here as we see our TA Cup cars rolling off here. They're going to roll the tech, and we're going to take our winner to the podium, spray some champagne, have a little fun, celebrate.
And we will be back to do it again tomorrow at 12 o'clock. That's 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern. And I believe Ben Sissel has drivers showing up over there in their winner's circle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're down here at the Jim Weed Winner's Circle. And hey, we just watched a Trans Am race presented by Pirelli go from green to checker with no double yellows. It can be done, National Series, because that was unbelievable. One of the best Trans Am races I've seen. So cool to have the guy from his hometown, basically, his home track. I know he's been wanting to do some things here. And I didn't know this was mathematically possible in a 20-car field to pass 35 cars. But that was unbelievable. Ken Sutherland absolutely just took off in this Guthrie's Garage TA Cup car. So we were explaining to everybody in the pre-race on the fan walk that he was the pole but starting from the back. And man, Ken Sutherland, home track, that has got to feel good. How you feeling?
I feel great. Yeah, what a car. Jefferson Racing and Chris Evans' cars are just phenomenal. The car was great the whole race. Yeah, just get out a lead. I didn't imagine I'd get that kind of lead, but my goal was to get by some cars and get a little gap and then maintain. And I guess that's what I did. But it's only half what we want to do this weekend. We got another race tomorrow, so.
Nice. And any sponsors you want to thank, but I have to just mention that the greatest mustache in motorsports is coming through right now.
Yeah, okay. Well, Kullberg Racing for sure. Unfortunately, I damaged their car 2 weeks ago in another race here. And so I'm in a borrowed car thanks to Chris Evans. But Kullberg Racing, Kurt and Patty, they're the ones that put me in this car, and it's just a pleasure to drive.
Nice. Well, congratulations. Home track, that's got to feel really good. Then we come over here to another home track. Brody Goebel, our 2023 Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series champion with Brown Brothers Racing. Unbelievable. I mean, even from just the start, you just kind of took off. Here, you can take your helmet off. I'll let you do that. But, Brody, I did make a shout-out. That was a race that went from green flag to checker flag with no double yellows. National Series. This is how you can do it right here. Unbelievable. That was a great race. So, Brody, take the helmet off. Tell us about your race. Coming all the way from Vancouver, BC, but he does consider this to be his home track. Oh, Johnny on the spot here with the Brown Brothers Racing hat. Number 69, Brody Goebel. How was it out there?
It was warm. It was good, though. It was, we got out to like a really good jump off the green flag there, and had my spotter mirror, Tony Morris Jr., help me out and said it was all clear and not to defend, and just kind of turned into a run-and-own race. It was hot in these cars, but the SLR M1 that Scott Legacy's been helping us out with there has really good race pace, and we had qualifying pace today, so yeah, I couldn't be happier. One done, one more tomorrow, so nice. See how it goes.
I love it. Well, Brody Goebel doing really well to win maybe a second championship. Now, I got to ask Ken Twaits something. Ken Twaits does own an apparel company, but when I interviewed him on the fan walk, he had a white race suit, and it's now beige. What happened out there, Ken?
Well, when you follow the TA2 class, when they start the race, you just get covered in dirt. They dump wheels off everywhere they can to make the course shorter. So you just drive through the dust and hope for the best.
Well, nice. Well, you're on the podium here in TA Cup. How's it feel?
Feels pretty good considering I had third and fourth gear. That's all I had towards last two-thirds of the race. So, hey, I'll take it.
That's unbelievable, especially going into the 1-2-3 complex. You would at least want to get into second there.
It was lugging like a big dog, and it's just like carry as much speed as I can and get on the throttle as soon as I can, and it all worked out. I don't think I would have lasted another lap with those guys.
Nice. Well, Ken,
thank you for ending on lap 51 and not 52.
Well, Ken Twait's doing really well with FranklinRoadApparel.com. Andy Lally, I gave the National Series a little bit of trouble there, but going from green to checker, no double yellow, that's got to feel good, buddy.
It's a testament to what these guys can do out there. So, I don't mind you giving them a little guff to try to entice a little more green flag racing out of here. The guys on the West Coast can obviously do it. So, great show. The TA Cup cars are fun to watch. I had a fun time in the booth with Ralph, who I just left up there a second ago. I told him I wanted to come down here and congratulate the guys for doing such a good job. Really cool to see, the single car teams and the smaller teams coming out here and doing so well. Congrats to Brody. Our Cube 3 Architecture TA2 series is in a great position for our West Coast stuff, and looking for more from them.
Nice. I love it. Well, I'm going to send it up there, up to the booth. We're about to start our Jim Weed Winter Circle celebration down here. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
All right, Ben. That's our booth right there. And we will be right back to Portland International Raceway. Stay with us for more from the Winter Circle Podium.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Haggerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, all for less than a set of race tires. Haggerty, let's drive together.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance. Priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
And we are back here at Portland International Raceway, and things are continuing over in the Winter Circle area, so let's head back over to Ben Sissel.
All right, come on, PIR SpeedTour, let's hear you. The Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli Western Championship. That was so much fun for me. Great race. No full course cautions. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, it can be done in Trans Am. It just took the Western Championship to prove it. We are going to start out in TA. So proud of this guy because I was talking to him earlier. I'm not sure he was expecting this. And let's hear it in TA. We're going to bring up Cole Boudreau, his first time. And Cole, I don't know if you watch me very much, but I like the awkward questions. I don't think you were expecting to finish this race, were you?
Not at all. We had so many brake problems. We were fighting that. We had some rear end problems and maybe a little bit of driver problems too. But man, what a fun time that was. That 85 car is way too fast though. He come motoring by me. But oh my God, that was a blast. Most fun I ever had.
Nice, I love it. Well, Andy is going to present the trophy. How about Andy Lowley, our president, ladies and gentlemen? How cool is that? Cole Boudreau. Cole, I texted Billy Griffin, who you bought the car from, and he could never figure the car out, and here you are finishing your first race. Your crew, about 10 laps in, they pulled out the jack, so I asked them if they were doing a tire change. They said, no, we might have to change the brake pads, which I had never seen, but you finished the race without doing that. Is that correct?
Every single corner. I was like pumping up 4 times before getting in, but we got by. It worked out great, but man, these cars got so much power. You just get on a little bit too fast, you're sideways and fighting, and I don't think there's a better or more cool racing series. At least I haven't seen one.
Nice. Well, how about that? That's going to be our promo from now on. We got to hire you. Wait, Cole. So stand right here in the middle. Seth is going to take a picture. Hold up that trophy high. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Cole Boudreau, first time in Trans Am, wins the race. And really, I don't know if he was expecting to be able to finish, but man, I don't know how the team, is it ROM Innovations? ROM Innovations? ROM Innovations. Nice job, everybody. Nice job. Cole Boudreau, ladies and gentlemen. How cool. I love it, man. Thank you so much. And then you've got some champagne, but you can probably take that. You know, we're racing tomorrow. You don't want to smell like alcohol. How about that? One more time. Cole Boudreau, ladies and gentlemen. First time in Trans Am. Nice job, dude. I'm proud of you. Nice job. That was awesome. Extreme GT. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to make the speed back. I can't throw that out. That's not a giveaway. Extreme GT. We watched him race with us. I think it was Sonoma Laguna in International GT. He joined us here in Extreme GT. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Simon Aslin in that beautiful Porsche. Come on now. Get loud. XGT. Simon's first time also in Trans Am. That lone Porsche, the car out there that might not have the power, but it has all the brakes and the balance. Somebody knows a little bit about Porsches. Andy Lowley to present the trophy to Simon. Nice job. How about that? Andy was kind of warning that those Porsches, you know, they've got the brakes, they've got the handling. How was your first time out there with us?
Well, you know, I really got to give it to the TA2 guys doing these 75-minute, you know, races day in, day out. Like, I was roasted at the end. I was hoping to hear, okay, only a couple laps left, and I would hear 45 minutes left. And I was like, man, you're killing me. And, you know, really appreciate you guys, you know, allowing me to race with you. And, you know, unfortunately, I had contact in turn 1 with one of the racers. I have to go apologize, but other than that, it was a great race.
Nice. Well, how about that, ladies and gentlemen? Simon Aslan for finishing. Simon, anybody you want to thank?
Just Race on Rails, Cruz Jordan, and my coach there, Tyler. Really appreciate these guys. They're like the all-star team. So.
Nice. Yeah. How about that? All right. Come on, let's hear it. Extreme GT. Simon Aslan out there in that beautiful Porsche. Yeah, hold the trophy up. Sorry. Hold the trophy up with the first hat. All right. There we go. And then hold it up. There we go. Come on now, ladies and gentlemen. First time in Trans Am, Simon Aslan with Extreme GT. We've had two really good first times in Trans Am. It's not often first time in Trans Am you're on the top step, Simon Aslan. Here, let me get you to stand just a little bit more in the middle here. Sorry about that. Come on now, crowd. Let's get weird in Portland. Simon Aslan, Extreme GT. How about that? Hey, yeah, you're excused. Hey, Bill, we're going to go TA2, Cube 3. Cube 3 TA2 series. This was a lot of fun to watch. This is always very highly contested. We had just about almost everybody seemed to have go off at some place because I was seeing grass all over the grills. But in third place in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 series, let's hear it in the Barbie car, the pink number 80. Let's hear it for Kyle Kelly with Dig Motorsports. Kyle Kelly, power steering work the whole race? Whole time, nice. His power steering went out at Spring Mountain, one of the twistiest tracks we go to. Andy Lally, hold on, you guys get together for a picture. Andy Lally, Kyle Kelly in second place in the TA2 Cube 3 Architecture TA2 series. Let's hear it, man. He has been breaking records this whole time. His first race was here last year in Portland in TA2. Cole Moore, ladies and gentlemen. I like this, Portland. Keep up this energy because we've got some things we're going to throw out to you guys here, too. How about that? First place, our 2023 Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series champion, running for Brown Brothers Racing in the number 69. Let's hear it. Brody Goebel, all the way from Vancouver, BC. Nice job. All right, Kyle Kelly, I like that you come into the podium. You know, was it Spring Mountain? You finished third, but no power steering, so you look a little healthier today.
Yeah, no, that was a rough go, but everything worked well. You know, we got the car over at Dig Motorsports, so they're doing their job. So thank you for that, and getting the car to finish the whole time. No issues with brakes. Everything was just pretty terrific.
There were a couple laps out there that actually you and Cole, that was the fight to watch. You guys went after it for a little bit. How was your race?
It was good. I think we were coming in on them a little bit. Got some bad luck with some lap traffic and some different cars out in the group. But it's all right. I'll take a third. I'm not going to be too greedy about it.
Nice. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Kyle Kelly, Dig Motorsports. Now, Cole, here, you guys can stand together now. Come on now. Act like we like each other here. How was your race out there?
It was really good. My car kept getting better as the race went on. So shout out to Dig Motorsports for putting the car together. And just thanks to my dad, JAM Environmental, everybody that gets me to the track. Awesome race. Brody was gone. I couldn't even see him.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. How about that? Cole Moore, ladies and gentlemen, second place. And then Brody, you're just going after it again. Maybe another championship. You're doing really well in the points. Everything worked out. Tell me about your race.
Yeah, one race at a time, of course, here. And we got a reset right now for tomorrow, but super happy to do it at kind of our home track. And we got Brown Bros Ford here, massive team from back home where this is 4.5, 5 hours from home. So we got, I don't know how many people here, but it's awesome to do it on our home little track. And the car was awesome. So just banging off laps and try to be consistent. Used it almost as a little bit of a test to see how far you can push it because, it's pretty rare that we go green flag pin to pin. So, yeah, hopefully got some good data and do it again.
Nice. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, come on now, wait. But first, we're going to have you hold up those trophies. Yeah, there you go, Cole. You got to show your sponsors, man. Come on now, let's hear it. Kyle Kelly, Cole Moore, Brody Goebel here in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. Okay, and on this one, guys, we want you to hold one of these cubes and then throw out the cubes, if you don't mind. Thank you, Bill Knox. How about a round of applause for Bill Knox for taking care of us up here? And then, guys, hold up one of these cubes here. Cole, if you'll grab that. And then we can throw those cubes out to the crowd, too. Come on now, get loud, Portland, if you want one of these cubes. Kyle Kelly, Cole Moore, Brody Goebel. You can throw it out. Did you get the picture? Oh, Paula, good catch. All right, hold on now. Before you go, you guys can throw these hats out, too. Who wants a hat? Come on now. Somebody said they want a hat. Come on now. Who wants a hat? You got to get loud for a hat. Throw some of those hats out there. See what you got, Kyle Kelly. Did you throw yours out? All right. Oh, nice job. Who wants Cole's? Ooh, well, I don't know. Oh, one more. Brody's going to try it. Oh, that was a good one. All right, so now put those hats on. You can throw out the orange hats, or you can put them in your trophy case, whatever you want. Those could be hunting caps, too, as well, as a Cole saying. All right, Portland, come on now, last chance. Let's get really loud. Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. Come on now, let's hear it. Kyle Kelly, Cole Moore, Brody Goebel. That was quite a race. Hey, the girl right there, I like that. Very nice. I was seeing that. See, all the way in the back row, still raising the roof. See, I like that. Appreciate it. Are we doing this? Well, you guys are racing tomorrow. You could share it with your family and friends that are here. Oh, Kyle Kelly wants it. He wants a fight. Come on now, get loud. Kyle Kelly, Brody Goebel. Oh, look at that. Oh, right in the eyes. That's a little bit of a competitive advantage, Kelly. That's not, Kyle, that might be a little bit, unfair advantage. You got to race tomorrow, might as well go for the eyes, right?
That's the goal, right? Yeah. Got to pick up what we can.
I love it. How about that? And then now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to TA Cup. These cars are so cool. Chris Evans, Inc. makes these cars. I've been seeing this growing, and this is going to be quite a celebration. Coming in third from the state of Oregon, the guy that helps design and build these cars. Let's hear it for Chris Evans, ladies and gentlemen. The Central Welding Supply. You can come over here. There's steps over here. I've never seen him with a baseball cap. He usually has his cowboy hat on. No, it's fine. Hold on, but you do got to get a picture with Andy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Franklin Road Apparel. I promise you, before the race, his race suit was white. Let's hear it for Ken Twaits, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Brentwood, Tennessee. We have a fan walk tomorrow. I'm not sure he's going to be able to clean that. Yeah. And then, ladies and gentlemen, from Sherwood, Oregon. I don't know how this mathematically works out, because in a 20-car field, I think he passed 35 cars. Let's hear it for Ken Sutherland, everybody. Kahlberg Racing. How cool is that? Maybe the best mustache in motorsports as well. Well, Chris Evans, I've been seeing this whole TA Cup, this idea of yours started. You brought it out maybe 5-6 years ago. You had a lot of fun, and now I'm seeing it growing. It's been really cool to see, and especially the friendships and camaraderie in the TA Cup. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. We started actually in 22. Aaron Coyle helped us design the basic parameters of the car. It's basically a TA2 body. I got to give a shout out, though, to my one sponsor, Central Weld Supply. They've helped me a lot. But, really, I put a kind of a nasty slip job on my good friend John Moore. So really he ought to be up here, but we finished just like neck and neck and neck. But otherwise, thank you for having us out here at Trans Am. It's really good, great group, and we'll hope to see you back.
Nice. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? I like the honesty, but I will say when you said that, Andy pulled out his notes, and he made a note to review the footage. He's going to see about that. Ken Twaits, all the way from my neck of the woods out here in Portland. And I was there. We were doing a video interview, if you remember, and somebody from there called while we were doing the interview, said, you want to run button willow in a cup car? And I heard you say, yeah, I think I'll do that. And now you're kind of hooked, aren't you?
Yeah, thanks a lot. No, it's great. The TA Cup car is a great platform. You know, the cars are really quick. They go quicker when you have all 4 gears. I had 2, but, you know, and when you follow a TA2 class, this is what happens, you know. I really watched it before I got here, believe me.
Anybody you want to thank?
I'd like to thank Jeff Jefferson. His crew is top-notch, man. Those guys are really good. And, of course, my friend over here who designs the cars, and he made it all happen. Thank you.
Nice. How about that? Ken Twaits. Now, Ken Sutherland, I know you like winning in anything and anywhere, but this one's got to be extra special. You got the pole, but then because of just the arrangements and for safety, you kind of started near the back and had to work your way all the way through and then almost all the way through again. How was it for you out there?
Oh, it was great. The plan was to get a little gap, get by some of the back markers from the TA2 group, and then hopefully just maintain a gap, and it just went way better than I ever could have expected. So it's just a testament to this car. My crew chief, Pat McFall, puts a lot of effort into making things just right on this car, and then, of course, Chris Evans and Jeff Jefferson and Kurt and Patty Kahlberg right here. The car owners. They're the ones that allow me to be able to do this. It's just super fantastic.
Nice. How about that? Just super fantastic. Uh-oh.
One more thing I'd like to say. I just would like to thank Trans Am for being here on the West Coast. If you look around the paddock here, there's a lot of cars and a lot of people that put a lot of effort into racing these cars out here, and it's just a great thing we have going, and I just so appreciate you guys coming out here and racing with us, giving us a venue to race our cars.
Nice. I love that. Hey, and you know, I've been with the Trans Am Western from the beginning, and it's great to see it grow year after year. So keep that up too. So thank you guys for helping us with that, but thank you so much. Now, it's time to get loud. This is supposed to be a party. Come on now, let's hear it for Chris Evans, Ken Twaits, Ken Sutherland out there. Hold the trophies up. Yeah, Ken, you can throw the hat out if you want. Who wants Ken Twaits' hat? Ooh, Ken does. Look at that. That's a first. That's a first in Trans Am right there. Up. Well, he's not even Australian. There we go. Kerry's got a catch. All right. That could be yours, and then it could be the crowd's, whatever you want to do. Hold on. He's saying, Bill, you need somebody to give you a hat? You all right, Bill? Hold on. Oh, okay. Pause. Good thing he works, he owns an apparel company. Oh, this Ken. Okay, yeah. All right, here we go. Now, Portland, just scrap what you just saw, and now let's pretend this first time. Come on now, let's get weird, Portland. Let's hear it. Chris Evans, Ken Twaits, Ken Sutherland. I'm sorry that my mic keeps feeding back, and that dog's probably going crazy. All right, Ken, you think you can throw that one out? There we go. Whoa, what a catch. Nice job. Oh, he tried to hit his own daughter. Yeah, right into his own daughter's camera. That was going to be the shot, too, wasn't it, Emma? Yeah. All right, come on, Portland. Let's get loud. TA Cup right here in Oregon. Chris Evans, Ken Twaits, Ken Sutherland. I like this, guys. Uh-oh, champagne. Well, Ken Twaits, your suit can't get any dirtier. Whoa. You know, Ken, Kerry told me you have that problem. Was that, sorry, that was inappropriate. Oh, man, it's cold. Whoa, Ken, you're even fast off the podium. Yeah, exactly. All right, come on, Portland, get loud for the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. Even you guys in the back, you were there, now you're over there. I like that. Well, that does it today for the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. But this is a doubleheader. We're going to be back tomorrow, and it promises to be even better than it was today. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for joining us.
Let's go straight off air.
All right, Portland, I like you guys.
All right, Ben, thank you very much.
And we're doing this again tomorrow.
Hope you enjoyed that, everybody. Our podium celebration here at Portland International Raceway, as Ben mentioned. We will be back here tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 o'clock East Coast, right here for race number 2 from Portland International Raceway. So for now, I'm Ralph Shaheen along with Ben Sissel and Andy Lally. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow from here at Portland International Raceway. So long, everybody.